In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a beam of light on a portrait using Adobe Photoshop. So this is the before and this is the after. So it's a really interesting effect that you can mimic within Photoshop, and it can make your portraits look really, really interesting. So I'm going to start at the beginning and walk you through the process. So the first thing you want to do is select the lasso tool. You can also select the pen tool and be more accurate if you want to. So all we need to do is just draw a random line around where we want this beam of light to appear. So something like that. Then we will want to bring up our layers panel. So come up to Windows, select layers, and you'll see there that your layers will appear. Now what we want to do is we want to come down to the bottom here and we want to add a curves adjustment. So click on that, click in the middle, and then just push up the curve until you start to get this overexposed look of light there. Then you want to come up to the mask here, and we want to come down to the feather, and we just want to increase that until the light starts to blend in with the face a little bit more. Now there's always a tipping point with these things. If you go too far, then obviously it's going to migrate and just blend into that face there. So we want to get it where it is just starting to blend. So I would say it's about there. So click on the little X there just to close that, and then come to the actual layer mask here, and we want to right click and then select add mask to selection just to bring up our mask again. And then we want to come down to here and we want to make a levels adjustment. And then what we need to do is actually invert this selection. So press Ctrl or Command I just to invert that selection there, and you'll see that that mask has gone white. And then we want to come to the bottom here to the output levels, and we want to push this white in. And what this is going to do is just basically darken the portrait, but it's going to keep our light, our beam of light, just a little bit brighter. So around there looks pretty good. So we can click on the little X just to close that. And then come down to the bottom and click on the little plus sign there just to add a new layer. And then come over to your brush, come up to the top here, make sure that you're selecting a soft round brush. The hardness is at 0, and you can drop the opacity and flow as well to around anywhere between 50 and 60% is good. Come down to your color swatches here, and you want to select either an orange or a yellow. So I'm going to go with an orange, just click OK, and then we're just going to go around the outline here a little bit. I'm going to avoid the eye. I'm just going to follow around the contours of that light. You don't have to be too precise with this, so don't worry too much. Just follow that up to the top there. And then we want to come up to the blending option and select overlay. And go to the opacity. At the minute it's at 100%, and again we want to drop this, and there's always a tipping point. So we want to just have a brief little bit of orange around the edges there. So around there looks pretty good. Now if you find that it's still a little bit too sharp like it is on this one, we can push that opacity up a little bit more so we still get the color, and then come up to filter and then go to blur, and you want to select box blur. So with this you can increase that radius and decrease it, and again each picture is individual and it's a tipping point. You want this line to look like it's just the hard edges, so it's very, very minimal. So around there I think looks good. You can just see it there. So press OK to that, and that is it. It's as simple as that. So it gives you this lovely effect, and it works really, really well for portraits. You can do any shape, any style that you want. So let's just click on the little camera and give you a little bit of that's a before and that's the after there. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.